Hello, welcome to Pilates Mat Work. So today's class, we're going to get into all movements of the spine. We'll get into the core, all body parts. We will be using a block today. And it doesn't really matter what kind of yoga block you have. There will be opportunities to do other things outside of the block. So if you don't have one, you'll know what to do, not to use the block. So the block just adds a little bit more challenge, a little bit more range of motion, and a modification for me, and one of them as well, because I've got short arms, I'm a short person. Otherwise, it's not required. So if you don't have one, don't fret. If you are going to come onto your knees to do side series today, and you've got a cranky knee or you need knee cushion for something else, you can always bring in a blanket, remembering that a beach towel, a bath towel will also serve the same purpose. It doesn't have to be an official yoga blanket. So we'll get started. I'm just going to turn sideways here just so you can see my tall spine and form better. And another way, if you're really tight, you can also sit on a block or sit on a folded blanket. That'll lift the hips a little bit higher and make sitting a little bit easier for some of us. But I'm just kind of rocking back and forth here, getting my sits bones nice and rooted. And then once I'm here, I want to think about ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. And I've got a tall spine, but I'm not so tall that I don't have a natural curvature back here. So you want to keep that natural curvature. I'm zipping up through the front body. Good. So let's get into a little bit of some neck work. So I'm just going to take that chin to the chest. Just letting gravity get into the back. I had a nice pop back there. Hopefully you did not hear that, but remember, popping and cracking are okay as long as there's no pain associated with any of those. And then we'll come back up. Good. I'm going to take my chin and my gaze where my ceiling and wall meet. So I'm getting the stretch right here. If you want to deepen that stretch, take your jaw forward. It'll make a funny face, but you'll get a deeper stretch here. Good, and we'll come back. Good. I'm going to take right ear to right shoulder. So I'm stretching the left side. So with the left hand, you can walk those out to the side, or maybe taking right hand up, letting it rest right above that left ear. No pulling, no tugging. Gravity will get you that extra stretch for you. And then we'll release. We'll take that to the other side. So left ear, left shoulder. Remember, just letting the shoulders relax here. You can walk out the right fingertips, or maybe left hand wants to come up and rest itself right above that right ear. Good. So remember, no pulling or tugging. And when you're ready, we'll release and come back. Good. So I'm going to keep my sternum and my shoulders forward, and I'm just going to look to my right and to my left, and right, and left, and right, and left, and right, and left. From the left, good. We'll just take some circles here. Good, and we'll reverse. Good. Let's go into a little bit of a body wave here. So I'm going to take my arms out. I'm going to round and reach, and then I'm going to press back, and round, and press, and reach, and press. Good. I'm just working through the spine a little bit here. Moving with breath. Good. And then from here, good. Let's go into the side bend. So coming back to tall sit, big inhale, exhale. I'm going to get a side bend over towards my right. Sits bones are grounded. Coming up, take it over towards the left. And coming up, reach up, rotate, coming to the right, rolling shoulders back, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. And lift, and to the other side, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. Relaxing the shoulders, breathe and expand that rib cage. Good. And then from here, when we're ready, we're going to move forward right into some cat-cows. So this is something, if you need the knee cushion, you can bring that blanket in here, but I'm going to take my knees about hip width apart. I'm spreading my fingers wide and I'm rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. Lost the train of thought. COVID brain fog will do that too. Belly button is in. I'm pressing the mat away. That's what I wanted to say. Belly button is in. Inhale, shine that heart forward, tip the pelvis back, nice cow pose. And around into cat. And take a few rounds here. You can do this slow. You can do this at a moderate pace. You can pick up this pace here. Do what feels good to your body, where you can maintain good breath and good form. So faster does not always mean more challenging. Slower does not always mean easier. Yeah. Now from here, we're going to take that into some hip circles. So I'm just going to take my hips over to the right, move through center, and come up. Good. So just some circles. Now, if you want this to be a little bit bigger range of motion, take your hands a little bit more forward and come this way. Good. Be mindful of the back. Good. Let's reverse. So being mindful of the back means belly button stays in. So when you come a little bit more forward, if you want to do that, then your back doesn't get involved. Good. From here, I'm going to come back up, normal cat-cow position. Good. So think about, we're going to kind of side bend. So think about squeezing the low rib cage and the top of the hips together. Okay. So you really want that squeeze. You really want that pinch. So I'm going to come to my right and squeeze, and to the left. Squeeze. Right squeeze. Left squeeze. And right. And left. And right. And left. And two more. And one. And two. Good. Come back here for a moment. I'll always decompress the wrist if you need to do that. And we're going to come onto our backs. So I'm just going to come here. Good. Now, have your block handy. We'll use this block in bridging here in a moment. So have that within reach. But we're going to warm up, continue to warm up the back and prepare the core for some deeper work. So we're going to come into our pelvic clocks. Good. So remember, when you're here in the pelvic clocks, your knees are bent. And you want to be in that neutral spine position. So you want your hip bones and your pubic bone to be in the same plane. So you don't want one, side to be tilting up or vice versa. So hopefully your tailbone is heavy and connected. You've got a natural curvature in the low spine. Low rib cage is heavy and connected. And we'll roll our shoulders back. We'll have a nice wide collarbone here. Good. So from here, think about the pubic bone being 6 o'clock. Your belly button being 12 o'clock. So from here, belly button into the spine, nice and deep. Good. We're going to rock that pelvis back. You're probably closing that gap in the low spine, taking the pubic bone to 12 o'clock. Good. And then we'll rock that forward, going to 6 o'clock. And 12 and 6. And 12 and 6. How deep you go in either direction depends on you. So obviously pain is never a normal sensation. So if you're feeling that, then obviously you're going too far. Good. Now rock it back. We're in 12. Good. So the left side's going to be your 3 o'clock. Your right side's going to be your 9 o'clock. We're going to try this in a big circle. And remember, this is nice, tight, and controlled. So from here, from the 12, I'm going to take it to the 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. Keep going in that direction. You should feel it very deep between the navel and the pubic bone region. So if you're moving around like this, you're not tight enough. It's tight and controlled and connected. Good. Let's stop at the 12. Let's reverse that. Now take it to 9, 6, 3, 12. 9, 6, 3, 12. 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. Rock back and forth. So going into bridges. So what this block is going to do is it's going to give us a little bit more inner thigh work here. So I'm going to take this block right between the thighs. So if you kind of see here, I'm kind of a little bit below the knee, so I'm not right at the knee. As you press into the block, you want that to come from the hip, not from the knee. And feet are going to be about hip width apart. Good. So we'll try this way this first round, and then we'll change this up for a second round. So from here, big inhale, rock that pelvis back, squeeze into that block and lift. Remember, your body will let you know when you shouldn't lift up any higher. And starting from the mid back, we'll lower that back down. And rock it back, peeling up again. And taking it back down. And we'll go again, taking it up. Good, squeeze into that block. And lower that back down. Good, now we're gonna shift the block. We're gonna shift that right down to the shins. Good, so I've got a space between. You can actually let that block come onto the floor a little bit here too. Just watch your ankles. So you've got a space between the knees. So even though you're pressing into the block, you don't want the knees to touch together. You still want that hip width apart. So it's going to come more from the shins and the ankles. So from here, when you're ready, good, rock that back, peel that up. Notice how it feels slightly different than the last one. And lower that back down. This time as you come up, really press the shoulders, the back of the arms and elbows, the hands into the mat. Find that engagement and come back down. And we'll do that again. Taking it up there, press into the mat and lower that back down. Good. From here, we're going to grab that block. Just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. So now we're going to come into some toe taps and bicycle variations with this block. So your block can be right here, what I call the ranch house setting, or here the townhouse setting. And the reason why I like those is because these settings allow both hip bones and the tailbone to be supported versus this, which only allows the tailbone to be supported. And your hips won't like it later in the day if you practice your block that way. So unless you've got something going on in your low spine and that block is not a good idea, you can always come in. Now, another thing too, if you just need something softer and you've got that blanket, if you fold it this way, now you've got a block that's a lot softer that will give you what you need here and all the support. So just another way to do different things. So from here, I'm nice and tight in the core. I'm going to take one knee at a time into tabletop position. Good. So remember in the toe taps, we're actually going to come into a hover. So we're actually not going to tap the toe. And you've got these angles. So you've got this 90-degree angle at the knee. You've got a 90-degree angle at the hip. You want to keep those angles. You're moving at the hip. So nothing's happening at the knee when you come to your hover. The block gives you more range of motion on these. You could go to the other side, which is why I like doing these with the block. So you get a little bit more core challenge here, but certainly not a requirement. So inhale on the down, exhale on the lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, if that's enough of a challenge, stay with those. Those of us that want a little bit more, zip the legs together. Good, and we're going to double time it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. From here, just let the knees kind of relax a little bit. If you need to pad out these quads, go ahead and do that. Good. So going into a bicycle variation. Good. I'm just going to reach. Good. So I'm trying to take my feet a little bit low. Now, occasionally you'll probably hit it, but you're trying not to hit the floor. So again, the bicycle here gives you a little bit more range of motion, but it's not as advanced as the advanced version of this, where you're kind of in a shoulder stand position almost and doing your bicycle. Good. And we'll reverse that. So a little bit more challenge than the bottom being on the floor, but a little bit less challenging and more accessible than doing it the traditional way. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Bend in those knees, 1 foot at a time comes to the floor. Lift the hips, remove that block. Now take your knees into the chest and just rock, rock, rock side to side. Good. Make sure your block is out of the way here. Make sure you don't have any other props in the way. Taking your knees to tabletop position, arms back out to the side. We're going to dynamically twist. So belly button in. Good. Those knees are going to come over towards the left. Try to keep the knees even and come back to center. And to the right, to the hover. And back to center. Keep those shoulders grounded. Any funny business in the low back, you're taking it too far. Belly button stays in the whole time. To the left and right. Inhale as you go over. Exhale as you come back to center. Good. We'll take that again. Good. Now you can stay with these. Those of you that want more challenge, take your legs long. You'll take this in the pendulum. This is harder if you're taller or have longer legs, just an FYI. You've got a little bit more lever there. Good. And coming up. Good. Now from here, coming back to center, everyone will take pendulum. We're going to take this into a hip circle variation, a different one. So I'm going to take this over to my left, reaching. Yes, your hip does come up a little bit on the opposite side when you do these circles. Only come as low as you can maintain your neutral. One more time. Good. Now let's reverse that direction. Good core work happening here. I'm already feeling it right between the navel and the pubic bone. I hope you are too. We'll take one more. Good. And then from here, I'm going to bend my knees, take my feet down. So sometimes I have a tendency to move and my clothes kind of move a little bit with me when I do that. Good. Let's take this into a stretchy. Knees in tabletop position. Taking it all the way over to the left. Try to keep right shoulder grounded as you look to the right. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Maybe a little smile on the face. So smiling actually gives you a wider collarbone. It also just makes you look better. And when you're ready, one leg at a time, or using your abdominals to bring in both knees, take that over to the other side. Hopefully you don't have things in the way. Trying to keep left shoulder grounded, maybe looking to the left. Good. And when you're ready, good. Head will come back to center. One leg at a time, or use your abdominals. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take my feet down. We're going to do a couple basic chest lifts, and then we're going to take that into a chest lift with a twist. So running out of my mat here. All right. So from here, feet are grounded, hips, knees, and toes are tracking. Arms are coming up. You're in your safe neutral, big inhale. Exhale, nod the chin, lift your shoulders, lift the chest off the floor, reaching long, lifting up, and coming down. Number 2, inhale, exhale, and lift, and come down. Now take your knees in the tabletop. We'll do that chest lift again. Inhale, exhale, reaching long, and coming up. Number 2. Good. Now, here's where it gets interesting into the twist. So as I come up and I take my arms to the outside of my thighs, to the left side, then my knees are going to come to my right. Good. I'm going to lengthen and I'm going to come up and go again. Good. And to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and legs don't have to be too low, and right, and left, and right, and one more time each side, to the left, and to the right, and take that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Great, great work there. We're gonna go right into our hundreds. Remember, feet can be grounded tabletop up to the ceiling or a diagonal line. The lower you go in the diagonal, the harder it is, but not at the expense of your neutral. So from here, big inhale, exhale, find that C curve. Take your legs where you're gonna go. You're reaching long and strong from shoulders to fingertips. Start pumping. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Exhale, take that down. Woo. Rock, 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 side to side. All right. From here, I am going to roll over to my side and come up to a seat. So we're going to do roll downs, roll ups, and roll overs here. So different things for different people. I'll go through that real quick. If you are a beginner, you can do this with bent knees. Maybe you roll down here to your point of control right before your feet come up. And then this is your roll up. Okay, so same thing, legs can be long. Maybe you roll down a little bit to your point of control. And this is your roll up. Good. Those of you that want that full roll down, big inhale, exhale, take that all the way down. And then you decide if you want to roll over to the side, come back up and roll down again, or if you want the full roll up. And again, I don't do a pretty one. I still veer to the left, but ideally you want to come up through center and your legs also stay grounded on the floor. But we'll see where I can go today. Big inhale, exhale. Good. So reach, reach, reach. Notice how I didn't whip my arms forward. That's momentum. You're not doing anything for your core when you do that. You're not even working your core when you do that. It's hard when you do it right. Good. So I'm just going to come into this nice forward fold. I'm going to keep that C curve scoop as I go right into my next one. Good. And inhale, exhale. Woo. Yes. So remember, ideally, you're coming up through center and your legs don't leave the floor. But considering this time last year, I couldn't do that, I'm going to consider that a win. Good. Practice makes progress. And when you're ready, one more of those. Good. And coming up. Good. Now, you can continue with those. You can do a different modification that we talked about, or you can take that into a rollover, which is also known as plow, to some other people. So be mindful if you've got neck issues, eye pressure issues, blood pressure issues, different things like that. I don't recommend taking the rollover. Just stick with your roll downs and roll ups. So if you're going to follow me with the rollover, good. I'm going to take my palms down here. Good. Taking it down. Good. Taking it over. Legs open, shoulder width apart, toes pointed down. Good. And I'm going to try to slowly pull out of there. Good. And then maybe you can do a roll up. Good. Because you're using your legs as a little bit of leverage. Good. We'll take that again. Good. Opening up, rolling down. And coming forward, let's try one more. We can always try one more. We won't always succeed, but we can always try. Good. And open. And oh, I'm gonna fight more. Oh, I'm gonna move. Oh, I got it. Good. All right. So even teachers struggle sometimes. So if you're struggling too, no worries. We're all people. Tomorrow's a different day, different workout, what have you. So from here, we're going to take this back down to the floor and we're going to take some hamstring stretches. So I'm going to pull up my pants a little bit. Good. Bending the right knee. I'm going to take the left leg up. Good. Now while I'm here, I'm just going to roll that ankle around a little bit. Oh, lots of snack crackle pop there. Remember, as long as it does not cause pain. Good, let's take that in the opposite direction. We're all good. And maybe a point and flex. Good, and maybe spreading the toes wide and squeezing together a few times. Good, okay. Taking hands behind, let them travel up as high as they can go, tugging in towards the face. Keep a little micro bend in this knee. I know I don't look like I'm having a micro bend, but I am lengthening from crown to tail. So we don't want to do this lift here. This doesn't make it a deeper stretch for you. Good. And then from here, we'll release. Good. We're going to take these into tiny leg circles today. So think about maybe the width of your mat. Let's roll the shoulders back too, so we've got a good base of support. Belly button isn't tight. We're going to take 8 in each direction. So here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend in that knee. Just give it a squeeze in. And we'll take that to the other side. So putting a bend in the left knee. Right leg's going to come up here. Good. Let's roll that ankle around. Oh, more snap, crackle, pop. Good. And the other side. In Ayurveda, we would say there's a lot of vata in the joint, air. Good, and point and flex. Okay, and then when you're ready, taking hands behind that leg, let them travel up as high as they can go. Give yourself a nice stretchy here. Breathe into it. And when you're ready, we'll release. Good. Tiny little circles, 8 in each direction. When you're ready, here we go. 8, 7, nice and tight through the abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll bring that down. Give yourself a little wiggle, wiggle. We're going to go right into our series of 5. 10 will be our magic number today in the set. If that's not your magic number, stop where it is. So single leg stretch, knees in the tabletop position, arms up, big inhale, exhale, see, curve that up. Left knee's going to come in. Good. So I'm reaching along here with the right leg and switch. And 2. And 3, hips stay even, we're not rocking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Legs up, single straight leg stretch, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Double leg stretch. Whew. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Exhale 5. Exhale 6. Exhale 7. Exhale 8. Exhale 9. Exhale 10. Good. Now, because my neck is getting involved, I'm going to not be in the C curve for double straight leg stretch, but those of you that like that challenge, feel free to be in that C curve. Good. And when you're ready, legs together. Inhale. Exhale, lift 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Exhale 5. Exhale 6. Exhale 7. Exhale 8. Exhale 9. Exhale 10. Good. Knees in tabletop position, hands behind the head. Elbows are out wide. They don't have to be the widest, but remember, we're leading with the shoulder, not with the elbow. So from here, I'm going to go to my left and right and 2, 3. Hips stay even. 4, 5, 6. Twist that torso. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Take that in. Rock, 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 side to side. Let's gently take head and neck from side to side. All right. From here, in the way that's best for you, let's take our arms and legs long. Get a nice full body stretch. Reach, reach, reach. And carefully come onto your belly. Good. So we're going to get into the back here. We're going to come into some swan series. So down here, maybe just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here for a moment. Get settled in. Legs are going to be about hip width apart. Good. And I'm going to take my hands forward into the side of the shoulders. And I'm going to relax my forearms and elbows. So from here, belly button is in nice and tight. Good. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Now, for some of us, that's going to be low. Others, that's going to be high, as long as your shoulders are not up here and we're not hanging down here. So be supported wherever you're going. And we'll lower that down. And exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Go with those or add on the swan dive. You have to be able to do a high swan in order to swan dive. So we'll come up and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay with that or go to swan rocker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Take that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands under shoulders. Press back. Child's pose. All right, let's go to the side series on the left side. Left side meaning your left side's going to be down. Now, I will give you some options here. So the more advanced option that we're going to do today is the one that is up on the knees. So again, if you've got short arms, that block is helpful, and you've got 3 heights in that block. To start up here to do that. If this just is not going to work for you, maybe cranky wrist, cranky shoulder, cranky knee, you can do the same work being down here, and then it's a lot more accessible. So work at your level. But for those of you that are going to come up with me, good. I've got my left hand on my block. I'm on my left knee. Good. And this leg is going to come out. So I'm going to come up here. Good. And from here, we're going to lift 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Flex that foot. I'm going to take my hand right here. Watch your pelvic stability. We're going to pulse, pulse, point, squeeze that glute as you take it back. Pulse, pulse, point and 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 take it back. One more. Pulse, pulse, point and take it back. Good. From here, I'm just going to bend in that knee, pat something out. Good job. From here, I'm just going to move to the other side. We're going to come back, belly down, have your block handy. So from here, we're going to take some single leg kicks. So I like to have my arms forward. Some people like to clasp the hands. Either way is fine. But you want to lengthen a little bit here from hip to heel. And we're about hip width apart. So, and when we're doing these, we're going to bend the knee. We're going to pulse pulsatively. You want to squeeze this glute area here when you do that. If you don't, you're going to wonder what the purpose of this exercise is. The belly button is in. Good. Shoulders are relaxed. And from here, I'm going to start on the right side. I'm going to kick, kick, lower, 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 kick, kick, lower. Good. Flex, point, lower, 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 flex, point, lower. One more time. Flex, point, lower, flex, point, lower. Lower that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Right. We're going to get a little bit of a quad stretch here before we go into rocking. So I'm going to bend my left knee and I'm going to reach back and grab it. Good. So this might be it for some people. Others might be able to squeeze the left glute, taking that foot straight up towards the ceiling, rolling that shoulder back. This gets into the shoulder too. Good. And we'll release. We'll take that to the other side. Bending that right knee, reaching behind, grabbing that foot. Good. This might be it for some people. Otherwise, squeeze the right glute, take the right foot straight up towards the ceiling, roll right shoulder back. And release. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, you can come back doing that. You can go to swimming if you'd like, or follow me with rocker. So rocker, you're going to bend one knee, grabbing that foot, grabbing the other. Good. Knees are going to come in towards midline. And it might be that some of you just stay here in a stretch and don't rock. But when you're ready, belly button is in, squeeze the glutes, lift the feet. Good. And then we're going to rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And take that down. So remember, no crunching of the spine here either. If you feel that, we've gone too far. Press back, child's pose. Good. Let's take side series on the right side. So from here, good. I'm going to take my right hand down onto the block and I'm on my right knee. Good. So be side lying here on your right side if you need to do that. So always operate where you need to operate. Good. And then when you're ready, good, here we go. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. And then from here, flex that foot. Pulse, pulse, point and take it back. Squeeze that glute. Pulse, pulse, point and take it back. 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 Last one. Pulse, pulse, point and take it back. Good. Have a seat. We are done with the block. So I'm going to put that to the side. Good. We're going to come into fall series here. Good. So I'm going to come into that comfortable seat again. Good. I'm going to take my heels as wide as my mat. Good. And I'm up nice and tall. Arms are going to come forward. Palms are facing down. Think about a deep C curve scoop. So it's not a hip hinge. It's that little peel down. Good. And then you're just going to take that to where you need to. Think about ears by the biceps. Gaze is going to be at the knees. And then starting from the tailbone, you're stacking bone by bone, coming back up. And we'll take that again. Good. So this is also a great one to do up against a wall. So you know how that feels. You don't have to worry about coming back here if you're not really sure where you are in space. Good. From here, hands behind the head. Hips are going to stay grounded here. So going back to what we did in the beginning, think about squeezing the low rib cage and the top of the hip together. So we're going to squeeze and squeeze, and right, and left, and right, and left, and right, and left, and right, and left. Good. Nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. Taking the twist to the right and left. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Good. From here, taking this into the saw, both hips, both shoulders stay grounded. I'm going to twist to the right, reaching round, coming all the way up. Rotate, reaching around. No bouncy bouncies here. You're just reaching and coming up and rotate and round and lift and rotate and round and lift. One more time through to the right. Good. To the left. Good. And coming back here. Good job. From here, we are going to go into open leg rocker. So some of you won't rock because it's not good for you. So maybe you just do a balance. So if you're going to balance, there's different ways you can balance. You can just kind of hold here. Good. You can play with taking one leg at a time. Good. You can take yogi foot, yogi toe, yogi shin, taken out here. Good. We want to lengthen that torso. And then if you're like me and you've got short arms, holding onto the feet tends to make you go out of form. So I'm going to hold them here. Good. We're going to do this 4 times. And when you're ready. 1, 2, careful not to roll back on the neck. 3 and 4. Woo, take it all the way forward, legs wide. Get a nice little stretch. Good. We're going to go into a side plank series here. So I will give options for those of you that are going to follow me and those of you that might have wristy issues, a different option there. So if you're going to follow me, this is what it's going to look like. You start in your high plank, and then you come to one side, move through center, take it to the other, and we'll move through that little flow a few times. Those of you who are being on the wrist, it's not a good idea today. You're going to take yours in a forearm plank. Or if you would just rather do forearm plank side series, you can do that too. So you'll look like this. So you come here, take it back to the forearm, then come back. Good. Good. So you'll take yours. Good. We're going to try 3 rounds here. So whenever you're ready, find your high plank or forearm plank, wherever it is that you're going to work. And then when you're ready, good. Open to the right and center, to the left and center, right, center, left, center. Last time, right, center, left, center. Woo! Take down those knees, child's pose. Push-ups. From here, you've got options. We're going to do a more chesty push-up today. So I'm going to have everybody take fingers, elbows, and shoulders turn inward so your elbows go out to the side. Different things for different people. Some of you are going to be on all 4s, and maybe this is yours. Some of you are going to take your knees back a little bit, so maybe that's yours. Some of you are going to be up high with me, and that's maybe yours. We're going to try 6 today. So from here, whenever you're ready, good. Find yours. Good. Go down only halfway. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, woo, and 1. Take that down, child's pose. Now we're going to go into a pigeon pose here. So coming up from downward facing dog, let's take the right leg back, bending that knee, taking that knee behind the right wrist, and coming down. If this isn't accessible to your knee or your hip or what have you, come onto your back, cross your right ankle over the left knee, find a figure 4. It's the same hip rotation and stretch, It's just a little kinder on the joints. And we deserve this stretch. We worked hard. I'm glowing a little bit, so I hope you have a little bit of a glow too. The sign that we got into somewhere. Get that heart rate up and going. And when you're ready, good, we'll come up out of there. Good. If you're on your back, just switch sides. If you went belly down, good, we'll switch sides here, pigeon on the other side. Good. Find what you need. Good, and then from here, I'm gonna carefully come up, good, and come down, have a seat. Good, so we're going to end with some seated mermaids and some upper body stretching. So from here, I'm gonna take my feet to the right. So how you have your feet here is mainly about how you're comfortable. So this is how I like to do it in mat work. Some people like to do more that Z position. Actually, now that I'm doing the Z, my hips and knees actually feel better in Z today. If this is where you need to be though, then you be right here. So from here, big inhale, exhale, take that side bend to the left, reaching, lengthening, moving through center. Let's take it over here. And we'll take that again. Get it over. And come up in counter. Good. Before we switch sides, taking arms forward, clasping the hands, press away and round. Good. Taking arms out to the side, right arm on top. Good. You can hug yourself or maybe a little wrap, moving up and down, finding a little sweet spot here. And when you're ready, we'll release. Good, I'm gonna take my hands behind. I'm just gonna take those feet back over. So we'll see today. This is a better way for me to sit today. I just automatically know that. So you can sit here, you can take the Z, be where you're comfortable and can sit without pain. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, take that over to the right. And remember, how you sat on one side doesn't always mean you have to do it that way on the other side. We do what we have to do from one side to the other because our sides are different. Good. And take that back over. And coming back through. Good. This time, good. I'm just going to sit a little bit different. Good. Take your hands behind. This might be you. This might be you. This might be you. Find where you need it to be. And when you're ready, we'll release. Good. Arms out to the side. Left arm on top this side. Time, hug yourself or wrap. Maybe move up and down. Find your sweet spot. And when you're ready, release. Way to go. You made it through this mat work session. I hope you had a good time, a good little glow, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.